Hi guys, welcome to this week's vlog, my little slice of YouTube where I'm sharing my very new small business journey. So this week I've always got a list, an ever-evolving list where different things make it to the top depending on what the circumstances are. So I mentioned, I think last week, about potential craft fairs. So I've booked my first one, which isn't until 1st of February, the one that is confirmed. The same organisers that do that craft fair run them monthly apart from January and June, I think. So I have applied to go on their waitlist for December, but I think there's quite a long waitlist, so I don't think that'll come to fruition. And then I'm just, constantly sort of keeping an eye out if a little local one pops up. There's just been one actually, which is literally just up the road from me. It wasn't clear whether they were still advertising for stall holders or not, so I've just messaged someone regarding that as well. So some of them are a bit up in the air at the moment as to whether I will or won't do any this side of Christmas. All that being said, I obviously want to make sure, like I say, that I'm prepped in case I do get the opportunity to do some this side of Christmas. So I've ordered a few essential bits that I'll need, like a card reader, a little cash flow box. What else have I ordered? I've ordered some paper bags. I think that's all I've ordered at the minute. I need to get things like a tablecloth. There are obviously plenty of videos on YouTube that give you an idea of what you need for craft fairs, so I need to refresh my memory and watch some of those, I think, just to make sure I'm prepared. I'm quite lucky that my other half John is quite good with general sort of building work, woodwork, that kind of thing, so he's very kindly said he'll give me a hand to hopefully make a few bits for a table display. So potentially things like pegboard, I don't know, some risers or something to lift things up on the display. What else? Oh, he doesn't know it yet, but I was thinking of asking him to maybe make like a holder for some business cards, or a stand for like the sum up card reader, or what else did I think of? Some signage for prices and things like that. So hopefully he'll be able to, well, I say give me a hand, essentially he'll pretty much be making those things. But yeah, and then I wanted to make my own stands maybe for like the snoods and things, so hopefully we can get that done over the next few weekends. Then I also want to have a look, I think I mentioned for like the snoods about putting a belly band around them, so to keep costs down at the moment, while I'm not obviously I haven't sold anything yet, but I'm obviously not selling high volumes, so I've got the time at the moment to sort of make things myself where I can. So the belly bands around the snoods, I'm going to look at, I have got some craft paper somewhere, I'm going to have a look at that in a minute. If it's not thick enough, then I will look to see how much it is to order just some craft paper that I can cut into belly bands and put that round. And I still need to look at the stamp as well to stamp that, and then I was debating whether or not to put tags on things, but again I would just make those myself out of the craft paper, so I'll see on that and see if that's something I want to do. Yeah, so I think that's it craft fair wise. And then in terms of stock for that, so just looking over here because that's where they are. So I've made, I've gone through, oh no, we don't need that bit. I've gone through like my scraps and offcuts and things like that of fabric, and then made up a bunch of scrunchies where you can see here they're not finished, but we've got a bunch here ready for the elastic to go in. And then I've got the same fabric in most of these. I've got enough left to make at least one, if not more, treat pouches as well, so that'll be good. I know maybe I should have probably done like a cohesive collection maybe, but I've just kind of pulled out fabric that I like, and I'm going to get them made up and then sort of have a play with a you know, a display mock-up ready for a craft fair. And then I've got stock and colours and different fabrics and things to play with. So it might be that I don't use all of these at the same time. I'll probably see what looks good together on a display and go from there. But I thought I'd get them made up, and I've got stock to pick and choose from for different displays. So yeah, so I've got those to do. I've got the treat pouches, like I say, to cut out and make up. And then what else? I've got the I've got the snooze that I cut out in the constellation fabrics. I've got the one I made before, and then I've got a few more cut out and some scrunchies to go with them. And then I want to make up some more snoods as well in solid plain fabric and different colours and things to go with it. And then and then I'll probably look at making maybe some like headband ear warmer type things as well. So I think that'll go quite nicely with the range then that I've got. So yes, I think those are the things that are currently top of my list. So I thought I'd just check in with you where I'm at. So in terms of the scrunchies, I think I last showed you when I had quite a few of the tubes. So I've just gone through and I've added elastic. I was sat in bed last night threading elastic through. So yeah, we've got all the selection that we had made up. So all of these, lovely jubbly. Actually, this fabric and this one were fabric that I also previously got in the Ryan's Hospice craft shop. So yeah, they do have some good finds in there. Anyway, I've got quite a big bag to go through. So like I said, they've all had the elastic, so I just need to go through and sew up the gap. So I've got those to do. Then I've been through, and all the ones that are slightly thinner fabric that I just want them to feel a little bit more I don't know, what's the word? I said full-bodied last time. A bit more bouncy? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, the ones that are slightly more thinner, I've just gone through and interfaced the back just to make them, yeah, a bit bouncier, like I say. So those I need to sew and put the elastic in. They're all the small ones, and then I've got to do the same with the medium ones. So these ones still need the interfacing and sewing up. So I think I might do some sewing on those now, and I might sew up a couple of snoods as well. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to work on now. I've just some of the fabric that I got from the Ryan's Hospice craft place yesterday. I've washed some yesterday and some this morning, so that's still drying, so I will want to cut some of that out for the craft fair that's in November, because a couple of those fabrics are a bit more Christmassy. But yeah, for now I'm going to crack on with these. Right, so I've just finished sewing up the loops, you know what I mean, tubes for the scrunchies. Putting the elastic in and sewing up the gap is something I can do while, you know, I'm sat on the sofa or sat in bed or sat in the van or whatever. So I'll leave those to finish up for when I'm not in my sewing room. So I think what I'm going to do next is I've obviously got a couple of the snoods cut out, and then I've got one headband ear warmer thing cut out. Oh, the descriptions are great around here, aren't they? Yeah, one ear warmer cut out, so that just gets constructed basically in the same way as the snood. So I'm just going to try and sew that up now. It is the same day, I just got really cold. I felt a bit funny today, so we're not helping with the words, or why my words aren't coming out very well. Yeah, I just felt a bit like lightheaded, and every time I moved I was a bit like, oh, a bit sort of feeling like I might fall over, or a bit nauseous and that, which wasn't that pleasant. I'm not sure if I was a bit still can't speak. Not sure if I was a bit dehydrated, so I've just been making sure I've been drinking lots of water this morning and had some chocolate and things like that, make sure my sugar's okay. An excuse to stuff my face. Anyway, yeah, so let's get this done and see how it turns out. Okay, so I've just come out to this mirror that's in the hallway. All the other mirrors have really bad lighting. So this is the headband. Now, I don't know. I think I need to make it, it's quite tight. I I think for this fleece that isn't super stretchy, you probably need to make it slightly bigger. I'm not sure if my head's average size or not. I should probably find that out. I do like it, actually. I'm sort of hesitating again because I wouldn't, although I like this print, it's not one that I would generally wear. But yeah, I do like it. I'm not sure if it's a bit wide, or again, I don't know, like, is my head average size? I'm not sure. And I don't know if this makes me look a bit like is it like Axl Rose or something? I've probably got completely the wrong person, you know, when they wear like a sort of fabric bandana around their head. It might just be that I can't pull it off because I've seen other people wear them and they look really good. But yeah, I do like it. I like the fact that, yeah, it covers your ears. My other half always sort of laughs at me because if it's windy, I'm like, oh, my ears really hurt. He doesn't experience that problem, but so it would certainly solve that if it's not necessarily cold enough to wear a full-on hat, or you've got a high ponytail or something. But yeah, I think I might try it in another colour that I would wear and see how we go. And I think also because I've got glasses, for it to go around my ears I have to pull it down far enough, but it then goes over my glasses, so I don't know, this angle's not very good, but I think it'll look cool like on the market stand with like these and then the snood and the scrunchies. I mean, I wouldn't personally wear them all in the same fabric, but I think they'll look good on the stand. Anyway, let's go and carry on sewing.